Hello everybody, my name is Todd and welcome to Honeysuckle Farms. We're up in the bee yard. When we got to working, really hard on the carriage house, it was just too much to take the time out. So we sold the bees and just ended up keeping one hive. Now it's still in the old bee yard, but we set up the new bee yard as we showed, and there's nothing fantastic or spectacular about it, but this is the new bee yard. And I was fortunate enough to get a couple of Nucs from a friend of a friend, and we just set them up a little while ago, opened up the fronts. I've still got to get the closure out, but I'm going to leave them alone for a day, let them calm down, get settled in, and then we're going to transfer them into their hive boxes. I'm going to probably swap that box out, but I have some concern about this hive. The bees are not, there's not a lot of bees in there, and there's a smell like sour sugar water in there, so I don't know whether there may be a problem with that hive, but we're going to go into them tomorrow and check it out, and we'll do a video on it as we transfer from a nuc to a 10 frame box. But we'll definitely take care of this one. This one's doing really good. It looks like a good nuc, so we're lucky about that. So we're going to leave these guys alone and let them get orientated and go from there. So yeah, we're back in business. We got up here late last night. It started raining early in the morning. It was raining all morning long. It finally let up. We were going to go work on the fence for a little while, but I've got to do some painting on that. So what I want to do is wait till the weather dries out. So we're up here working in the garden area. Yesterday afternoon when I got up here, I spent just a little time, and we went ahead and turned this this outside raised bed, got all the soil turned and the roots out. And then what we're doing right now is we're turning our inside bed here. I'm probably going to go ahead, all I did was just rake it now, but I'm going to go ahead and flip it and turn it, and then we're going to add some soil to it, try to plant this bed today and that outside bed today. We got some freezing weather this week that, as soon as you plant your plants for spring, you're going to get that freeze come in, and we were lucky. It got down to 29 degrees, but it didn't affect any of the plants that we planted last week. So they're looking real good, and it'll just make them hardier for the rest of the season. So it's planting day. We're going to be doing as much planting as we can get done, so we got to get at it. All right, good morning everybody. This is Todd with Honeysuckle Farms. It's Saturday morning, and we've got an exciting weekend ahead of us. If you follow the channel, you could go back to the start. Actually, one of the first things we had at the property out here was bees, and we started with a couple of hives, and my first experience with bees turned out to be something that would scare most people off forever, but it didn't deter me. It was a crazy day. My truck broke down. My alternator just died. We had to get an alternator and a battery and bees and put them in my wife's car. Now, she has an SUV. She doesn't like bugs, never had been around bees before. We were both new to bees, and so I had to convince her that it was dark. I was sticking a box of bees in the back of her side by side, and followed me to go take another battery to the truck so we could get the truck home. So we made it home, and keeper I got my bees from told me he had a screen cover over the entrance, and he said when I got back, let them sit up for about 10 minutes and pull the screen entrance off. It's going to be nighttime. They'll kind of hang around, and in the morning they'll get their bearings about them, and you know, they should be fine. Well, in all the haste of getting home and trying to get the truck taken care of, I forgot to pull the screen off. So when I got up the next morning, it was 7:30-ish. I went over and pulled the screen off the box, and every bee out of that box came out. It was summertime, mind you, or actually I think it was probably in May. And I had a light suit on. The bees all landed on me and began sticking me. I only had a shirt. I didn't have the pants. I just had jeans. And my jeans had bleach mark holes in them. They were kind of what I call my property jeans. They were just torn up and beat up and had holes all in them. And the bees stung me. I think I probably got 200 stings. The whole hive landed on my back. I even think the queen was on my back. And I had to go up to my camper, which was about 150 yards away, grab another pair of pants, change clothes with this bees on my back, then go back down to the bee yard and take my whole veil, my suit top off, and I set it on a tree above the box. And through all this process, I was able to get the bees back into the box and into the new box, and that was the start of our first beehive. The next day I almost couldn't walk. It felt like somebody had beat me with a sledgehammer in my legs. It was just painful, sore. And you know, my wife looked at me and she said, "So you want to be a beekeeper?" And this will tell you a lot about me. And I said, yes. It wasn't their fault, it was my fault. I made a mistake. And but I got them in there. I did what I needed to do. So hopefully today won't be anything like that. We're going to be working with the bees today. It's been a while, but we're going to transfer these bees into this box out of this nuc, and then we're going to take these bees and put them in. I don't know if I'm going to use this box. I've had this box forever. I got it from somebody with some bees I bought, and it's just always done very well. But I think we're going to swap out that box for another bottom screen like this one, and we're going to move these bees into there. But we got to get a few things ready, and we're going to get at it. All right, on to hive number 2. So, what do you do when you don't find the queen and you don't want to piss them off anymore? You improvise. So, hopefully we're going to get everybody down in that hive we got to go change our battery. Those, you know, beautiful GoPro batteries that die on you at the wrong time. But we're going to go ahead and change that battery out and come back and finish up moving these bees. All right, just to make sure everybody's down there, we're going to give them a little shake. Make sure we don't have the queen in here. Yeah, you probably wouldn't want to do this if you're not used to them. All right, so it's been about an hour and a half since we transferred the bees, the 2 hives from their Nucs to their main hives, and everything seems to have worked out fine. All of the bees have gone from the Nucs up into the hives, so they're all empty. We assume that the queen was in there. We didn't see her, and she's up in there. We'll follow up with that. But as you can see right over here, oh, now I don't normally have issues. Oh my God. So that was not fun. That was rude. Let me get my glasses. Now let's try this again. As I was saying, these guys are bringing in pollen. You can see the bees bringing pollen in. Over here, I hadn't seen as much pollen coming in. There we go. We've got some bringing in some pollen, so I think everything's settled down. Everything's good. So successful transfer, and we're going to clean these guys up. And my nose is probably going to swell up. And my eyes watering. Got me right there. Yeah, well, that was funny. Anyway, that's a wrap on the beehive for today. The beehives, we got our lumber for our southern chicken tractor we're going to build tomorrow. All right, so last weekend we were trying to finish up the fence post, and bottom fell out. So we were only able to cut a few, and then we had to leave and go feed the cows and get home. So yesterday, this weekend, we got here Friday night, and it rained all day yesterday, so we weren't able to get out and get back on the fence. But we've got a nice day today. It's a little chilly, but we're going to get these fence posts cut. As you can see, I'm cutting them at an angle, not exactly the prettiest angle. But I do that to keep the water from settling on the top and getting down into the wood, even though we've got a stain on them. But I'm going to go ahead and cut the rest of these, and then we're going to come back with some paint and touch up the tops. All right, like we always say, I hope everybody had a fantastic weekend, and I hope you have a great week. And remember, don't ever give up on your dreams. My name is Todd. This is Honeysuckle Farms. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye.